That's perfect. Yes. All right. Got a little time. Got a little breather. Maybe get the juices flowing again. Give our chance to clear our heads. So what do you got? Yes, Isaiah. You got nothing. All right. Perfect. Does anybody have anything? No, nothing. No. Really? All right. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about your experiences, if you're willing to, if you want to share. I'll get you started with some questions. The audience, feel free to participate. Show of hands, how many of you have participated in a lockdown drill? Wow. And pretty much everyone here. Wow. Okay. How many of you have participated in an active shooter drill? You're different. Still, it's crazy. And almost everybody. Okay. How many of you have participated in an active shooter drill, but the school didn't tell you that it was a drill? There. I'm really not fond of that. I'll tell you what. How about you just share with me some stories again, if you're willing to, something that you're not covered. Yeah, Isaiah.
Not exactly like a shooter, but at my old school, a guy ran from the police and he ran down onto our lower field that was there, and we had to lock all the doors and stuff.
Whoa. Still a drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts. Anybody else? Something? Again, you don't have to share, but anybody's got it. Sure.
I had to take an AP test last year, and two dudes came to, not on campus, were at the front of the school with guns, and we were literally in the middle of taking it, and we went on lockdown, but then they just told us to keep taking the test, and then they also didn't lock the gym doors, which was where everybody was taking the test.
So to be clear, you had two people with guns on campus, actually with guns, while you were taking a test in the gym, and they didn't lock the gym where you were, but they still made you take the test while two people were on campus with guns. Awesome. That's super cool. I don't know, yeah, for that one I got nothing. I mean, does this help? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's worth getting these stories out and hearing them, but I don't know, as far as ideas, it's still, I got nothing. I don't know. Anybody?
Is any of this helping, Tyler?
Yeah, again, getting bits and pieces, but I just don't feel like hearing it again. I appreciate you sharing, it's just not pushing it forward to the story. I don't know.
I just finished my scene.
What?
I finished the scene, the dinner.
Oh, the second. Yes, what we got. Perfect timing. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's just do that. Cool.
Yeah, all right. Table and then.
Still bring the table back. Awesome. Table goes here. We need 5 chairs. Same people, right? Cool. I'll bring this up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need one more chair. You got that chair? Thank you. And this looks nice. Again, I'm leaving this in your hands. Go for it.
Who is it? Haley. I brought Pop-Tarts.
Hey, thank you.
Welcome.
What have you been doing today? I've been at school and not been homework. School's been out for this week now. They're not giving us assignments anymore. I'm just gonna stop being school. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said something dumb like that. It's okay. I just hope you never have to experience something like this.
Dinner time.
Can't imagine how your family must be feeling at the moment. Okay. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, got it. I'm sorry for your loss. Good night to you too.
What is it?
Brady's funeral is tomorrow, and we'll all be going to support his family. That includes you, Jack.
Of course I'm going. He was a part of the team.
I thought you said he was a D-bag and a player.
Look, I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm sorry.
No, but your friend had a pretty good idea, didn't he?
Hey, Paige, we don't hold that kind of grudge against your brother.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yesterday I saw the Williamsons across the street got Harper and Dennis bulletproof vests to wear to school. We're wearing bulletproof vests to school. It's like a war zone.
Oh, would you like us to get you some of those? Would that make you feel safer?
No.
Do you know where I was when I first heard shots fired? I was in the boys' bathroom, but the door to the hall was missing, so I went into the girls' bathroom and locked the door. And then I heard the shooter go into the boys' bathroom a few minutes later.
I was in biology. The teacher closed the door and told us to hide behind her desk. Felt like we were getting rounded up like livestock to get killed.
You know, there was a girl locked in one of the stalls. She thought I was the shooter.
What happened?
I showed her I was unarmed, and she said her name was Adeline and that she had tried to get into one of the classrooms, but the teacher had already locked the door.
Why the hell did the teacher let her in? Are they supposed to keep you kids safe?
It doesn't work like that. Teachers are trained not to let anyone in as soon as they lock the doors because, you know, they don't know who the shooter is.
I don't want to go back to school. I don't want Sundays to happen again.
I know, sweetie. Do you want to go to online school?
I don't know. Just how could someone shoot up a school? Were they that angry at somebody?
Probably, and that is never an excuse. He should have been talking those feelings out with his friends and family.
He didn't have much of a family to talk to. Since he didn't make the baseball team, nobody talked to him.
Where were you then, Jack? Why weren't you talking to him?
Hey.
You were his best friend.
Paige, he probably didn't know. Go ease it up. He lost a friend too.
Austin is in jail now, but he's alive. Brady's dead because of him.
He was sick and he needed help and no one gave it to him and he's going away forever and I'll never see him again.
Good riddance. He killed people. He was not a good guy.
He was a good guy once.
Brady was a good guy. When he was off deck, he'd wait in line with me at concessions. And after his games, he'd walk me around the field.
Paige was just trying to get with you. It was all a game to him.
We don't speak ill of the dead at this table, Jack.
I don't care what you think of him. He was kind and he cared about me. I was going to go show him my homecoming dress after class that day, but he died all alone.
He was just a kid. How old was he?
15. One of the two varsity baseball players that were sophomores.
That he was too young. He didn't even get to live yet. All of them were.
Yeah, all this death because Austin went off the rails.
You know, he got cheated on, right? Leah Ferris waited until he was at his lowest to break up with him in front of the entire cafeteria and just to leave with their new boyfriend, George Smith.
That's awful. Weren't those two on the victims list as well?
Yeah, they were.
Do you think it was about revenge then?
Where were the parents when all of this was happening? How did they allow their 16-year-old son to get a gun?
Wait. It was Jonathan's gun, though, right? Remember how Jonathan invited Jack and Austin to the shooting range last Saturday?
Yeah, it was Jonathan's gun, but he's been shooting guns since he was like 12, and he knows how to use them. Plus, his father locks them up anyways.
Well, if they were locked up, then did Jonathan have something to do with it?
No, he said that he might have swiped one before his father locked him up.
I see.
You know, I just wish I could have gotten to him before he'd done it. Like, maybe stopped him or shown him another way forward. He's a good guy. He was just upset and he didn't know what to do.
Why do you keep talking about him like he's some scared little child? Killing people should have never been an option for him. He was dead to me the day he walked through those doors, which he would have paid for with his life.
What the hell, Paige? You can't just say something like that. He's a child, too. You can't go around saying you wish people were dead. That's what he...
What?
Nothing.
No, what were you going to say?
Did he say something to you?
we were talking on the way to school, and Jonathan was pushing Austin's buttons like he always was and got him really upset.
What did he say?
We got on the subject of Martin wanting to ask someone out to homecoming, and Jonathan was pushing Austin's buttons again and making fun of his breakup.
Did Austin say he wanted to hurt someone?
Yes, he did. He said he wanted to kill George Smith, but everyone passed it off as a joke.
He said that, and none of you took him seriously.
Look, I was uncomfortable with it, but Jonathan started validating him kind of, and he seemed to cheer up, so I thought he was fine.
No, you're right to uncomfortable. Why did you want to tell somebody?
You can't just snitch on your friends when they're joking.
But he was being serious.
I know,
Don't raise your voice at us.
but I didn't know what he was gonna do.
He gave you a perfectly good warning, and you did absolutely nothing.
You don't know what it's like to be friends with guys. They say stuff like that all the time. They're not all seriously about to go shoot up a school.
But Austin was!
I know that now.
Jack, with the way things are today, you can't dismiss threats, even if they're made as a joke. You can't ever be too sure.
Sorry. I won't. I promise.
I wish you would realize that sooner.
But Paige, you're back.
Samuel, leave her be.
But she's upset. We've talked about
She
this.
needs space right now. Leave her be.
I'm sorry. This is my fault.
I'm gonna go check on Paige.
That was a disaster.
They're not talking enough to us as it is. Now I feel like they're shutting us out entirely.
They're teenagers. You know that. They're private. They keep secrets.
Yeah, but I feel like keeping secrets is what got us here.
So?
Yeah. Yeah. And can you guys clear this? I just talked to Shane for a minute. Dude, that is solid. Solid writing. Really good scene. No, there's no but. Like I really, truly think the scene is good. It's complex. You got good characters. The relationships between them. It's yeah. Although maybe. No, I really do like, no, I'm not, that's not a but. I love it. I just want more of it. Again, I like this family perspective, but now I want more of like the individual perspective. Maybe we add something onto this, build onto it, like, monologue? Yeah, monologue, or like set a monologue, if you want to do that?
Okay, yeah, I'll get started on that.
Right, thank you. Oh,
Not to be that person, but we still have nothing.
I mean, we had a few ideas.
We've been at this forever. Isn't it usually this difficult to come up with an idea? Like, I know it's my first advanced ensemble stuff, but what are some of the other days? Maybe we could use those.
Well, obviously the first one was the one about gun violence.
Yeah, and I've like been in or watched almost all of them. The second one was some weird women dystopian tribe.
I mean, the first one I was in was a horror, Blood Sunday.
My first was after that, Freaky Friday Body Swap Bloody Mary prom show.
Pretty much.
Well, we already did sci-fi.
Don't forget Echo Chamber, Tyler.
never let me.
We did a murder mystery after that, or we were supposed to at least.
What do you mean?
It was our fourth show, or it was gonna be the fourth show. We got halfway through the script and then COVID hit, so, you know, we ended up doing a Zoom thing instead.
So you never did it?
No.
Let's do that then. The murder mystery. Well, a murder mystery. That. Yep. You want to do a murder mystery? Yeah.
When the topic of our show was school shootings.
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't hear any other ideas right now, Tyler.
Tyler.
I mean, we've got nothing else, so it's kinda, yeah, I'll approve it. I'm gonna get fired, I'm so sorry. Just, yeah, set it up kind of like a classroom. Thank you, get another desk. I want it different than the classroom though, kind of a semicircle, maybe like a breakfast club detention sort of thing that works better. Make that there, that works there. I need 30 more desks though, also some chairs. Pull these out. Thank you. Oh, I like the little seat. Wait, I need to turn that desk around. Put that here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like it. Well, we need another one on that end. That makes sense. Yeah, go around. Put it over there. I want 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, man. First rule direction. Symmetry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Good luck.
Alright, sports fans, mandatory study hall. I want to see books out. Don't let me get that phone away. Get that phone away. Don't give me that I need a phone for my homework business. I'm going to run back and get a coffee refill in the teacher's lounge because y'all are tiring. Alright? When I get back, I better not hear a peesh.
I'm out of here.
Where the hell are you going?
I'm not sitting here for this.
You're gonna get us in trouble. Don't be an idiot.
What'd you just call me?
Think she called you an idiot, which is fine if you ask me. Just leave him be, loser.
As class president, I really have to suggest you take yours.
Or what?
Oh my god! She's dead! She was murdered!
Nobody move!
Who are you?
Kara Miller, school newspaper, and I'm here to be reporting this case.
I don't think you're qualified for this. I think we need teacher authority.
Shut up.
Hey!
One thing is clear. Whoever murdered this poor, young woman must still be in the room with us.
Yeah, okay.
Let's start with you. Where were you at the time of the murder?
What? She was in here like the rest of us. Idiot.
Checks out. Then where were y'all before the scene of the crime? Let's start with you, mean girl.
That is none of your business, but I was in the cafeteria shoe-shaming the lunch lady.
What about you, the school jock, captain of the volleyball team?
At practice,
Artsy girl?
I was in the auditorium hanging the lights.
School nerd?
Hey, I was studying before starting off.
And what about you, Madam President? Where were you?
I was at creative writing. We have creative writing together.
Checks out. Oh, and what about you, the brooding loner guy?
I don't know. Hanging out, who cares?
An airtight alibi. I trust your stoic, emotionless eyes. Okay. Now that we have our suspects, let's move on to the motives. Starting back with you, mean girl.
Hey, wait a second. Is this one of those things where the audience gets to decide who the murderer is?
Why, yes. The audience will have a chance to identify the culprit when all is revealed at the end. Now, as for the motives, mean girl.
Hey, hold your horses. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and guess it was him.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna guess it was him.
He who?
He? Him? The only dude in the class? Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it was him.
Well, you know what? We appreciate your input, and perhaps, maybe you're right. But let's wait till all the clues are on the table as not to falsely accuse this young man.
Okay. Whatever.
Now, where were we? Ah, motives. How about let's move on to the murder weapon. Let's see, is there a candlestick or a wrench in here somewhere?
Gun.
What?
I'm gonna go with gun.
What would make you... No. You know what? Stop guessing, guys. It's not time. We still have a lot to figure out. It's a package thing, you know? The murder, the location, the weapon.
Yeah. So, okay, fine. Okay. I'm gonna guess it was him. In this room. With a gun.
Okay, fine. Why?
Because this is a show about gun violence in schools. And he's, you know,
That's stereotyping.
Yeah, I'll have you know half the school shoes are committed by current students in the school.
And yes, most of the students are made by men, most common ages 17, 16, and 15 in that order. But that's not every time. So,
Yeah, okay.
Can we continue? Thank you. So where could he have stashed the murder weapons?
You said he.
It's an expression! Yeah, for dudes! Seriously!
Look, when this is all finished, we've pieced it all together, we figured out who it is. Is it not gonna be him?
Maybe.
Oh my god, yes, it was him! He did it in this room with a gun. We just finished this already.
Okay, yes, okay, I'm just gonna call this, let's end the bit.
wait a minute. Kyra Miller, I think we might be
Then it is over, I hate it, we are not doing this scene any further,
I think
we're
it's
done.
a musical idea.
So what are we gonna do then?
I don't know. This is literally bottom of the barrel sort of scraping for me for ideas, we are.
Let's just do a scripted show.
That's not what we do here.
Fine, just get some outside help writing it.
Hey, look. At this point, if we can't come up with anything, I don't think anybody can come up with anything.
Maybe anybody can't, but we don't need some body.
Makes zero sense.
Just cheat it. Use that chat GPT thing to write a script.
What? They can have an AI writer show?
Yeah, sure.
That will take forever!
Done. It's done. I put in the prompt, write a short play about students addressing gun violence, and it gave me a script in about 5 seconds.
Using ChatGPT is crazy, bro.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Set the stage up back like the classroom, guys.
Same situation. I've got a degree, I've got a master's.
A classroom in a high school. 6 students are seated at a desk, facing the front of the room. Guys, did you hear? There's been another school shooting!
This is getting out of hand. We have to do something.
We can't just sit here and let someone else solve the problem.
But what can we do? We're just kids.
That's exactly why we can make a difference. People will listen to us.
I have an idea. Let's start a school-wide campaign to promote gun safety and awareness.
That's a great idea! We can organize workshops and assemblies to educate our classmates about the dangers of guns!
And we can work with local law enforcement to bring in experts to talk about gun safety and regulations.
And we can start a petition to ask our elected officials to do something about gun violence in schools.
And we can use social media to spread the word and mobilize our community.
This is it. This is how we can make a real difference. We can be the solution to gun violence in our schools.
And it all starts with us. Let's do this.
The students stand up, gather in a group, and hold their hands, showing their unity and determination to end gun violence. The end.
Honestly, seriously,
Not bad.
That was something.
That's crap. That was straight 90s style crap.
Silver lining, I am not out of a job yet. Yeah, AI is not stage ready when it comes to theater, so awesome. Any more ideas? Nope. We're good. Nothing. Laurel, any more with the
I don't know, you
Cool.
choose your class.
audience? Something, no pressure, cool. I'm just gonna say
Actually,
it was with the show.
I might have an idea. It's not like a play or anything, but it might help, or should I say, they might help.
Who?
I texted the group to see if they could Zoom real quick. I set up your laptop and other faster.
The group. Like the OG group? Like the original? That's gonna. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, just pause in the room.
Yeah.
Pause for a second. I'm coming right back. You guys just hang out. This is an intermission, so don't leave, but like, I'm coming. Yeah, this might work. They might actually do something. Thank you. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I don't know.
Hey, hi, everyone, awesome. Thank you so much for doing this, especially like last minute. First off, how are you doing? How are you guys? I haven't like seen some of you forever. Good?
Well, next year I'll be going to NYU.
Oh, dude, congratulations. That's awesome. Maybe some New York tips, little places I went to. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just came back from studying abroad in London. I was studying theater at the London Academy of Dramatic Arts, and then I'm going to be a senior at this year, so I'm graduating from Case Western Reserve University next year.
We have London, New York, two favorite cities. Awesome. Maya?
Yeah, I'm studying international affairs at Georgia Tech right now. I'm planning to go to law school in a little bit, and yeah, I'll be studying abroad in Europe over the summer.
More Europe trips. What else?
University of North Carolina, Asheville. I'm studying art, and I'm doing a fellowship with the National Forest Service for promoting sustainability.
All of y'all are doing stuff. That's amazing. But I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but I'm just glad you're all here. Yeah.
Where's Julia?
Oh, Jay is actually working. She's stage managing. She's doing the sound right now. This is her 10th. She's been in every show. This is her 10th show. It's the last one, so kind of a big deal. Yeah. Other than that.
Tyler, how's your baby?
Oh, Sully's awesome. Hold on. Let me show you. She just turned 2 Sunday. This is her right there. Cutie. See the picture right there.
Is that baby me?
Yeah, that is baby you from the second show. Reap and Sow, or You Will Ever Be, as it was first called. Sorry, no, I'm getting distracted. Sorry, we're literally running the show right now. So, basically, it's our 10th show, it's number 10. We wanted to revisit the subject of gun violence, and it hasn't gone as smooth, I would say, as the first one, so we're kind of stuck right now, and I'm out of ideas, and we're just at the end, and do you guys have anything?
Well, what's the message?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the message? Our last show the message was do something, so what's this message?
The message. We don't have a message. Sorry. Thank you so much. I know this was like really quick, and I want to catch up and talk more with everybody, but we gotta go. Okay? Cool. Thank you so much. I'll hang up. Thank you.
Okay. Message. It's about the message. We just have to figure out the message somehow. If we find the message, if we get the message, then we get to the ending. No?
We can barely come up with a basic show outline when you want us to come up with a message.
Yeah.
Stop the violence!
I like the energy, Bella, but not quite there.
Just say no.
That is definitely taken, but again, we're still going. Keep coming.
Guns before guns? Huh? Make some gun puns?
That sounds wildly messy and insensitive, but again, juices, yes. Come on, what do we got?
This is hopeless.
Oh, throw away your shot.
Wait, sorry, what was
Like
that?
the Hamilton, I'm not throwing away, but you are stupid.
No, not that. No, that's stupid. Sorry, no offense. That's not what you said, Jay. What?
I said it was hopeless, but forget it. So,
That's it.
what?
That is it. hopeless. Well, not hopeless, but hope. That's the message. You were looking at the first show the whole time. The answer's in the second show.
Stay on track,
No,
Tyler.
I'm good. In the video, Lisa talked about baby me, because in the show with the doll, my kid holding the doll. In the second show, Lisa was a narrator, but she was a baby, and the baby was a doll. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He's on to something.
Okay, yes. The doll in the show was Lisa. Lisa was the narrator. The name of the doll, the baby, was Hope. All right?
Yeah.
That was 4 years ago. We did that show, and look at what they are doing and what we're doing, and I have a kid now. I went into a Goodwill almost 4-something years ago and just bought that doll as a prop, and I kept it. And I know that's weird for a 30-something-year-old man to just keep around, but my kid, she plays with it now. She carries it around. She literally carries around hope. She holds on to hope. And when I look at her, I hold on to hope. I hope that she doesn't deal with the stuff that you guys have to deal with. I hope that I'm not here 12 years from now writing another chapter to this story. Look, we're not going to solve gun violence tonight.
Yeah, or we'd win our Nobel Peace Prize.
But with hope we win. Because when the situation becomes hopeless, that's when we lose. That's our message. Hope. What do you think?
Don't make a baby doll into a message.
Yeah.
Hey, I liked it.
No.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. No.
No, we are this. Come on, that is good. We got some. No, we are this close.
Who let him cook?
Thank you, Shane. Yes, perfect. We can look at that later, but we are really on.
No, I don't see it.
Yeah, why don't you just look at
Oh my God, just give me a few more seconds.
No, let me see it.
Okay, fine. Yes, Shane, sorry. Super sorry. Let's look at it. You look at it, I'll figure this out. Hope is the message. If you haven't do this, that's fine. I'm doing this. Hope and ending. We put that in the story.
10 years. That's how long I've knew you, Austin. You were one of my closest friends and we did everything together. You were always there for me.
2 weeks ago today, our high school faced a horrific tragedy, costing the lives of 21 students and 6 teachers.
A few weeks ago, I survived a school shooting. Since then, I've been out of school, but I've got to go to a lot of funerals.
You were reaching out and telling me how lonely and scared you were. We all knew when that pain turned to anger. I knew when you had gone too far. I heard you, but I didn't listen. Now I see your mugshot on the news every morning.
As a teacher, I've seen this story light up the nightly news time and time again, but I refuse to let this be another headline that everyone forgets about in a week.
That day when I was getting ready for school, I had no idea I'd be burying my friends next week.
The families of the victims will never be able to forget. The survivors will never forget, and neither will I.
I remember about 10 minutes before it all happened. All I could think about was getting out of class to go to the bathroom. We didn't get any announcements.
Administration gave no warning. The entire lockdown procedure fell apart that day, because the procedure we envisioned relies on students already being in the classrooms where we could lock the doors, but shots were fired during class transitions.
Once I heard the gunshots, I tried to get into Mr. Benson's room. I cried and I pleaded for them to let me in, but they weren't listening to me.
Countless students were stuck in the hallway with the shooter, and we were unprepared to help them.
I was on my own, so I went back to the girls' room and I tried hiding in one of the stalls.
They broadcast your trial on national television. You know, I couldn't recognize you. That isn't you. It doesn't look like you anymore.
My class was in study hall, and a student ran in to warn me that the school was in lockdown. Administration never directly told us anything, and many teachers got even less warning than I did.
I heard the shooting and the screaming getting closer when this guy from my algebra class comes in the bathroom. I froze. I thought he might be the shooter, but he looked just as scared as I was.
I don't even feel like me. The fact I could have listened to you eats me inside every night as I stare at my wall.
There's a bill being considered that would require school teachers to carry guns on school grounds.
We were both left for dead and had to lock ourselves in the girls' bathroom because the school removed the doors on the boys' bathroom, which is probably a safety hazard.
Believe it or not, I did not get my diploma to teach children in an active war zone.
The one time I remember Austin from before was when he got in a fight with some boy during bee lunch and a whole bunch of cops broke it up.
I should have been there for you when you needed me most. Instead, I sat back and shut up like an idiot, and instead I lost you.
I remember pitying him a little back then because the guy did something really messed up.
I don't know if my friends or family will ever forgive me, and I don't know if you will either for what I didn't do for you.
But he took it too far because he never learned how to control his rage. I'm tired of hearing about Austin. I'm tired of people questioning the reasons why he did it. What's important is that he shut up a school.
We got to accept you're gone now.
We're asking the wrong questions.
Please listen. I want to keep guns as far away from teenagers as possible. Well, it feels like our legislators are trying to bring them even closer.
The question we need to answer is how do we stop this from happening again?
I'll miss you, Austin. More than you could ever know. I'll do better, I promise. I'll see you somehow, someday, and I'll listen.
I've got some notes. We're going to get to that. I like the addition. But we need to get back to this whole, the hope at the end. We put hope in the ending. Come on.
Dude,
What?
did you even listen to what he wrote?
Yes, of course I listened to it. It was very good. It was very nice. I'm sorry. Yes.
I know I'm useless, but maybe that's the message?
What?
Listen.
I am listening.
Tyler, you're not listening.
No, I am. I'm listening.
No,
What?
the message is listen.
Oh.
Just listen.
Like, just listen. That's, we use that for the mess. Just listen, hope, group. Okay, just listen. Okay, we can work with that. Yes. Okay, everybody go back to places from the beginning of the show.
What are we doing?
The beginning's the end, the end's the beginning. Okay, yes. Who do we listen to? Huh? Yes, at school?
Teachers?
Principals?
Whoa. Peers, yes, peers, friends, peers. Peers who have a voice are friends who share their voice, maybe with a microphone, announcing, morning, yes, text, and you.
I absolutely.
Please take us home.
Good morning, Walker Males! I know you're probably wildly scrolling through some random student's Instagram account in an effort to determine whether you should be taking them out to prom or not, but we got a lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna need y'all to log off and listen up. You know what now? Okay, they're not the ones who need to listen to this part. I need the audience to be listening to this part. Y'all are friends, family, parents, grandparents. I mean, even a couple of randoms, but you're all here. A few years ago, some students, and I've actually had the pleasure to act with on stage. Love Maya and Faye, but at the end of the show, they told you all to do something. Now, maybe that's too much, not clear, like, what are we really asking you to do? That's a big ask. But at the same time, nothing's really changing. The numbers just keep going up. You know something I thought about? We talk about school shootings like it's just another news story. We
started giving them names like they're storms or hurricanes. Like, what's the difference between like Parkland, Uvalde, Katrina? Is it Sandy or Sandy Hook? Like, they're all just sound bites, background noise. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Protests or shootings there? Host a fundraiser, have a concert, you get Las Vegas. What about if you just forget about it? Go out dancing at the club with friends. Like, you get the picture. And look, I know we've made a lot of jokes tonight, and a lot of it might have seemed ridiculous, but that's only because this whole thing has just become so ridiculous. I mean, what's the limit? What's it going to take? But then again, what are we really asking you to do? Like, maybe do something was just too much, so let's start off with listen. Just listen. Hear what we, as kids, have to say. And when this happens again, and it will, don't tune out. Listen. And then, hopefully, we'll all get tired of listening and then do something.
Damn. Thank you. That is it. That's it. That's the end. That's our show. That's how we ended. We kept it. We'll work backwards. It's just. Now we just need the song. Okay, no, we always have a song at the end. You know I love a good song. I like a little bit of a cover song. It's that last little twist the knife moment where the audience will make it tear up. What do we have for the song? What can we use?
How about silence?
Silence? Yes, very, yes. Powerful. The nature of silence. The sound of silence. Simon and Garfunkel, very protesty, 60s, a little on the nose. Can you give me like a cover, Jay? Something.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Come talk with you again.
Okay, it's a little somber. It's a little on the nose. I don't know if we want a little something. Next, can we get? Nope. See if there was a trap mix to that. Give me something else, please. That is 100% Gregorian chant. That does not fit in any way, shape, or form. I want one more.
Within the sound. Oh,
it's got like an Eartha Kitt Catwoman thing going on. What?
The message.
Listen. Oh, yes. No, it's not saying. Yes, listen's the message. Listen. So, who do we listen? Listen to me. Listen up. Listen here. Listen to you. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Roxette. Listen to your heart, Roxette. Give me a cover of that.
listen to your
Yes, it's a little again on the nose, the whole angsty teenager emo thing from the country. But no, next. Cut. The first one's too emo, that one's too screamo. Just one more.
And I don't know why, but listen to your
That's the one. Don't finish this after the message and the song is kind of like. What?
Just listen.
I am listening.
No, silence is just listen!
Looking for real.
What they said.
Just listen.
Listen.
All right. Just listen. And scene. Thank you so much. much. That's the end of the show. Usually have a little more formal ending there, like I said, with a song and a whole presentation. But for this show, we wanted to do it a little differently. Before we get into this, of course, usually for this for ATE, Advanced Teen Ensemble, if this is your first, we usually have a little talk back, a chance to do a little Q&A, talk to the actors and everything about the process and whatnot. We're trying to speed that up a little bit because we know this is a very long show. It's the longest that we've ever done. Before we get into that, though, I do want to take this time to quickly acknowledge a few people. First and foremost, Shane. I would really like to... in the show where he is writing and he presents them as he actually wrote those or his original pieces that we put on the show. He wrote those. Shane's last Advanced Teen Ensemble. On that same note, Tex, please round of applause for Tex. Powerhouse energy and characters and just a monster machine of line learning, and this is actually their 6th ATE, their Advanced Teen Ensemble show, number 6. They were also leaving us. I still remember I was saying last night that the very first class was an improv class, it was a summer camp, and then they came in for the Bloody Sunday, and I was like, all right, let's see. There was huge energy in that improv. Let's see what you can do with a series, and just crushed it, and has been just a blessing in this class ever since. And then third, I need to mention is Julia. Julia has been involved in every single Advanced Teen Ensemble, all 10. Performed in the first 4, then decided to take on a stage manager position and has been doing the sound ever since, which was a massive weight off my shoulders trying to do that. And it just has changed the whole game for every show since they took on that position. And yeah, I will say more on Sunday. I'd also like to thank all the staff, everybody at GET who allows us to do this, provides us with the space, provides the opportunity to create these shows. On top of that, I also want to thank, and cannot stress enough, Lauren. This other hat, like, the show does not look like what it is. It will not be as polished. I mean, literally hot glued pancakes, fabric pancakes for that scene. And also last night, Isaiah had to step out due to doing a course because he's just in such high demand for his talents. And Lauren stepped in for him last night. And tonight we had another student who had to step away, Hannah, and stepped in for Hannah tonight. So 2 different roles stepped in. And so literally could not have happened without Lauren.
She's keeping it frosty.
Keeping it frosty.
Keeping it frosty.
So, that being said, like I said, I want to speed this up a little bit, not trying to put pressure on, but if there are any comments, questions from the audience that you have about the show, what the process was, why we did, like I said again, this is the 10th, we revisit the first. Open it up to the floor. There's no pressure. And there's no pressure. I know it's a late night. Yes?
Yeah, how long did it take you guys to come up with this?
Tyler was actually the one that gave us
the
idea
first
time.
Okay.
I'm going to be real honest on this one. Usually we come up with these ideas the first 2 weeks are kind of spent round-tabling ideas. What are we going to do? What's the concept? What's the style going to be? Because this was the 10th show, and it was sort of bookmark from the first, I came in and I said, I would really like to address the first show, kind of make this a commentary on like how far we've come in these 10 years. Do you mind if we do the subject of gun violence? And everybody was immediately on board. And I said, whatever we create in between that time, how we present the show, that's up to you, and we'll figure it out. And that's sort of the idea we came up with. And we do puppets here, we do this here, yeah. Sorry.
I just want to say, this was really an awesome play, script, everything put together. And I'm really proud of what you guys have accomplished. As a suggestion, because I don't know if they're high schoolers or middle schoolers.
13.
12, 13, yeah. So I have a
Amazing.
suggestion with what they have accomplished here. This is my personal opinion. You all should take this to schools and show it to them because they can impact the kids even more.
We appreciate that very much.
I think part of that is listen is what, parents are busy, friends are busy, family is always busy. But I guess if you all go and present it to school. I know, I mean, it doesn't have to be your school. I mean, I know you don't want to show it in front of your school, but go talk. I think that's the best way to educate, high schoolers, middle schoolers, and then spread the message, because this is such a crucial message. We're all, last year when the school was closing on May 24th, 25th, we had the Texas thing happen.
Yeah.
Nothing happened after that. So this is an ongoing thing, and the only way to access is take it to schools.
Well, as you said, nothing happened after that. And in the first show, we did make a comment about, we've never started it in the first show when we started writing it to when it was presented. More incidents took place. And for this one, when we started writing it, the comment about Michigan, the game show, plus all the facts, all those statistics, like I said, the bucket of rocks, the canned foods, those are all suggestions. The live simulations, cops walking through halls and firing off blanks. Some schools do that, and they don't tell the students that it's actually a simulation. They don't let them know it's a drill. All of those are statistics, and we know that we are taking it lightly, but again, it's just to show the satire and how ridiculous some of the suggestions of what to do about it have become. But for this show, again, that Michigan thing took place, so we had that question in. In the beginning, the 24-year-old woman was like 2 weeks ago, and we started when the 6-year-old, it was like maybe a week or two in that the 6-year-old shooting took place. So the game show host says like these numbers and statistics are subject to change before this show airs because it just is. We've never done this show where something hasn't occurred between writing and presenting. Yes?
Yeah, on the subject of who to take it to, it's your state legislature. Those are the people who write and pass laws that have to do with gun control.
Yes.
So I'll respond to that. The first time we produced this, the Attorney General for Georgia was a parent of a student. And he came up to me afterward and said, "You've got something bigger than you think you have here." And I was very flattered because I was terrified to do the first show. I was terrified when Tyler and Taryn came to me and told me we were doing a play about gun violence when we had only ever produced things like Seussical. Not kidding. So it was like a huge departure from what parents were used to seeing. And so that first show, getting up in front of everybody, crossing my fingers and praying that people weren't going to just pull their kids from the program, and I was wrong, and shame on me. So now I've kind of let Tyler do whatever he wants. So he sat me down with the Georgia Council for the Arts. The Georgia Council for the Arts was like, "This is really nice, but there's nothing we can do for you." And so if you have people, we should send thank you to Ben's family for filming tonight. So we'll now have this captured. So if you in the audience have someone that Gabby and I should be talking to, or our grant writer, or our communications director, this project, Advanced Teen Ensemble, is something we're probably most proud of. These kids we're the most proud of their brilliance. So I give it an improv yes and. Yes and to that. So everyone knows how to get in touch with me. Let's have a meeting. I'd love to hear more and hear about who those people are that I'm supposed to send it to, because I'm not in that avenue. YouTube's a great start. So thank you to you all.
I think maybe just 1 or 2 quick more. Yes.
Why was Isaiah the toilet?
Why was Isaiah the toilet? I'll tell you why Isaiah was the toilet. Isaiah and Ben have to fight over who's the toilet.
Yep.
Since Isaiah was not here last night, Ben got to be the toilet last night. Now Isaiah gets to be the toilet tonight and tomorrow. Spoiler. Yes. Yes.
I wasn't here during this show, but I just heard her laugh in the audience, and I can see her over there. Very distinctive.
I'm the mom of the writer,
Shane, yes.
and I want to ask a self-serving question, Shane. How were you able to kind of get the voice of these different family and these different perspectives, like your writing process? Because I think it was really interesting how you brought the different characters to life.
Well, I guess the inspiration for kind of the first scene, I mean, the main idea of like the first scene was the interaction that took place in the car. I guess I took inspiration from things that I've seen in media and things that I've actually seen with people that I I wrote the second scene while during a time when my family was actually going through not something like that, but something kind of similar. My brother actually got threatened by a guy with a crossbow, but I guess I was kind of taking inspiration from the kinds of discussions that like happen in my house after that happened. Like, what can we do to make y'all feel safer? And then I guess the group actually came up with the idea that we should kind of pit two siblings against each other, one of them kind of sympathizing with the shooter and the other one sympathizing with the victims. So yeah.
If that's in the way, if there was any more, or we can wrap up. Yes.
Just a quick question then. I just wondered if the process was linear, or if scenes were created and then put together in what you considered the most logical way.
Oh, very much
I feel
so.
like this was less linear than other shows we've had.
It was, yeah. The only parts we got, everything we had a base for. The only thing we needed to do was add Shane's scenes into them.
Yeah, Shane came up at the beginning and made it very clear that he wanted to have a creative input in like some of the writing, which is more difficult if you do one straight through narrative play of trying to have two people write and making sure like, all right, well, this has to fit. So then that's how the idea was like, well, we can have the play screw up and we come up with ideas and then we can inject that. But yeah, the idea of the improv came up, or the idea of the foreign exchange student, or the game show, we can readdress. Once those ideas were there, it was just figuring out what was those in-between roundtable conversations of like, well, what can we do? Just how do we logistically like line that up of why we get to that scene for that at that point. That was really it. But I mean, we had those meat and potato vignettes written, and then it was like, how do we connect them? What order do we put them in? Yeah, that was kind of how that worked. And of course, the beginning of it messing up with the song. That was kind of like, well, that's going to be the beginning. That's how we had to take it off.
And when Tyler thought of that,
You all second guessed me.
a lot of us were kind of like, no, that's not a good idea. But we got used to it, even though
it's still uncomfortable.
It's still uncomfortable.
That's fine. Make the audience really uncomfortable in the beginning, and you can only go up.
Especially when we see you guys react that way, we're like, oh gosh.
Let's just say the reactions we saw at the beginning, those were genuine.
Right.
Like, honestly, I was just thinking of, like, you just walk the plank. Honestly, that was just like my favorite inspiration. I really wanted to say that, but I couldn't.
So it is. Anything else before we wrap up? I know it's getting a little late. Again, just real quick, because I remembered it before we leave. I think Laura might have said it, but I can't believe their dedication after all these years, after doing a Zoom call from their homes, but I would like to just call out Adeline and Lisa, who are in the audience. They rushed over here after that Zoom call, like, so quickly. I don't know how they did it. It's magical. It's amazing. But again, thank you. They are from the original show. That being said, thank you so much for coming out. And a round of applause again for the audience.